People need to thank Avery for the job that he's done at the university. He's done a terrific job with the fans and with his team as well. And he's a little bit of everywhere, and that's what you kind of have to do. And sometime I told Avery one of these days I was going to write an article on coaching basketball in the football atmosphere. And so it's kind of what you have to do right now. But congratulations, really, on what you've done thus far.
Well, thanks. Good morning, Wimp and Barry. Glad to be inside the locker room. Roll Tide. We obviously just laying the foundation this year.
Yeah.
But and it's on so many different levels. When I came in, I knew we had some different issues and we had a ways to go, but I didn't really realize how far we had to go until I got here.
Yeah.
But it's been a joy working with the administration. The students have supported us big time. From what I've heard, we're about 100 tickets away from having our fourth sellout tomorrow's game, which is huge. And obviously, we already have the game sold out against our in-state rival. But it's just been very gratifying for me working with the young men every day, helping them to improve, not only as men, but and academically, but on the basketball court. When we first had our first workout back in June in the summer, I was thinking, man, we have a long ways to go.
You called your wife and said, what in the heck did I get myself into?
And I remember when Barry came to a practice with Robert Ory, and I looked over at Barry, and he looked over at me, and I was like, yep. But our team is just really overachieved this year in so many ways.
Yeah, it has.
Beating a couple of ranked opponents, and we got some guys that have made some incremental improvements, and we have some guys like Redno Bassahan who, arguably should be on the first team SEC.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, Coach, I want to tell you this, and you may realize it, you may not, but what's going to happen tomorrow, and what you said, only having 100 tickets left, it was one of the things that Dad always beat the drum. Hey, come see Alabama play. Don't just come when we play Kentucky. And this is no disrespect to Missouri, but we know they're down right now. But for Alabama basketball to only have 100 tickets left is a credit to what you and your staff and the players have done, that they're coming to watch Alabama. They're not really coming to watch Missouri. So with that being done, they're hearing your message, and I think that's a big step for Alabama basketball.
Yes, and what's the next step for Barry Wimp is, we're saying we have 100 tickets left, and we're approaching another sellout. But the other folks, season ticket holders, this is not the students, the season ticket holders and all the other people that have tickets, we need them to show up. And we need bodies in the seats, because, you can have a sellout, but if half the place is empty, then the sellout is just on paper.
That's right.
We need folks in the games, on their feet. Our student section, we had about 1,000 students that couldn't even get in for our LSU game. So we need to have those students in the game, even if they can't get in the student section, dispersed all over the Coliseum. But it's a good problem to have. But again, we need bodies in the seats screaming for Alabama, Roll Tide, and Buckle Up, whatever they want to say. So that's what I love about the atmosphere we had against Tennessee. Even though the building wasn't sold out, there was so much energy in the building.
Avery, has there been anything, and I don't know that there has there been anything in the league that surprised you, or like having a hard time for all the teams in the league to win on the road? Or, I don't want anything particularly derogatory, but has there been anything different that surprised you that you can talk about?
Well, I think for us, I'll just look at our team. For a team that doesn't foul much, I've had a issue sometime with the amount of fouls sometimes that we accumulate in some of our road games.
Good point.
And then to follow up on that, I look at the teams that we fouled against, how many times are they getting to the free throw line in the next game after we play them?
Yeah.
So, I'm constantly on our team about playing great defense, with your feet, trying to contain the basketball without fouling, doing a better job of rebounding, getting in better position. So that's a big sticking point for me, is to play defense without fouling. And I think we commit the least amount of fouls of any teams in the FCC. But we've had some games this year on the road where we've accumulated, twice as many as we normally do. So I'm constantly looking at that situation.
I think that's a very good point, and I appreciate you saying that. You said it in the right way. I think you said it in the right way.
You wouldn't have said it that way. You would have. No, he did say it.
I'm not coaching anymore. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to ask you, because I'm interested in coaching and watching. I don't coach anybody's team, but I watch a lot. When you played for Pop, did he do things that you have taken and used? Some of them, I know some of them you haven't used, but did you get ideas there that sort of helped you when you coached?
Absolutely. We don't have enough time in this interview
to
really talk about what he means, but I would say the first thing, Limp, is how to communicate with your players.
Yeah, good.
You have to be consistent with your players. They respect consistency. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, your energy, whether it's the way you coach everybody on the team.
Right.
There are certain things that mean a lot to me. Like I really dislike turnovers, but we turn the ball over. And there's a lot of little things that they don't think are important, but they're very important.
Right.
Whether it's setting up to catch a pass, whether it's throwing an on-time, on-target pass, whether it's, staying balanced on your shot, whether it's getting a dirty rebound. So I'm consistent about that every day in practice, fighting through adversity. There are a lot of down cycles in the game. You can't be up all the time. You may go on an 8-0 run, the other team may go on a 7-2 run. But I watch body language during the down cycle. So a lot of, the way I coach is because of my time I've spent with Coach Popovich, who's one of my mentors, along with my college coach, Benji.
Well, let me piggyback on that. That's a great answer. And you've changed my mindset about how positive you are on the sideline. So when I'm watching you guys play Tennessee, I'm at the game. In my mind, I keep thinking, they're going to come back. They're going to come back. You guys have always done that, and you stay positive on the sideline, and somehow you've instilled that into the players. I think last year, maybe some of the year previous to that, when they got down, you kind of said, they're just going to find a way to lose. But somehow you've instilled in these players, and me as a fan, I don't know about everybody else, hey, they're going to make a run. They're going to come back. He's going to stay positive. How do you do that with your team?
Yeah. Well, I think because I have such a strong personality, and, a lot of times the fans don't see me in practice. So, I really get into our guys in practice. I mean, pretty much the entire practice. So a lot of times when we get to the game, they're already under and involved in a lot of different pressured situations. So a lot of times the last thing they need me to do is to have the same personality I have in practice in the game. So, I just reverse it most of the time. And even when we got down 16-4 against Tennessee, people just expected me to go and just tear my jacket off and, throw a chair and go crazy. No, first of all, we don't have much margin for error, okay? So I know what type of team we have. I know our talent level. So it's not like we the Los Angeles Lakers or, one of Wimp's old teams, that he was coaching that went to the Elite Eight. We're not on that level. So my team requires a lot of patience from me during the game to work through some adversity. And when we got down 16-4 to Tennessee, I just say, look, we're not playing our best. We're a little bit hungover from the LSU game. But look, let's put together, 3 or 4 great possessions in a row, and we'll get back in the game, and that's what we did.
How fun is it as a coach? I was at your South Carolina game, and you can kind of see a guy like Dante Hall, who's from Laverne, Alabama, small town down there, probably didn't know much about basketball when he comes here, but you see him improving every single game. Now, I know he's got to learn to play without fouling, but how fun is it as a coach to watch a kid like that improve each day?
Oh, man, it's like, one of your own kids. You've been talking to your kids about something, how to grow and mature, and they're in high school, and they go from 10th grade to 11th grade, and they start becoming a little bit more responsible, and it's even better when your kid has a great attitude like Dante. He's been a joy to coach, man. He's just one of those guys from a small school in Laverne, and I remember going down there to meet him when I first got the job, and man, just, his family is just such a loving family. And, he lost his dad a couple of years ago, but his mom is just a wonderful lady. So he's just a happy-go-lucky kid. But on the court, he's an unbelievable shot blocker. He really plays above the rim. The coach of Alabama needs to find some more playing time for him so he can continue to grow and develop. But, yeah, Barry, he's been one of our great stories this year of a kid improving.
Well, we appreciate you being on. I know you're busy and got a lot to do. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and hopefully things will go well for you tomorrow.
But before I get off,
okay.
I want you to share with all of your listeners where you're going to be when we play at Kentucky.
Well,
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I appreciate you. He was mighty nice to call me last week and invite me, give me a choice of a game to go to, and I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to going to Lexington. It's been a long time since I've been up there, and I look forward to going with the team on that trip. It'll be an interesting trip. It's a great atmosphere for basketball, and I appreciate so much you inviting me to go. It'll be fun. I appreciate it.
Hey, Avery, let me give you one piece of advice.
I won't.
No. That ain't that. Don't put him behind the bench, because if he sit behind the bench, they're going to be yelling all kind of ugly things at him. Woo, they get ugly with him in Lexington.
I'll be around him. I'll be watching the game as a team.
Hey, well, they do the same thing to my wife, because my wife goes to every road game, but she just missed one road game and we lost. But she goes to the games and she likes sitting behind the bench, so I'll put her and Whip together.
All right, well, there'll be a lot of insults going his way. Just tell her to put some earplugs in.
Yeah,
thanks
again,
a lot.
Thank
you,
everybody.
Avery. Appreciate it.
Roll Tide.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you being on.